East Asia is obsessed with luxury goods. Alright, let's see.
Items are costly. I know, groundbreaking start. But when you have handbags and clothes that retail for thousands of dollars, most people aren't even going to
Of course, we gotta be dripped out. Drip is king.
think about making a purchase like that. So why is it then that in Korea, this Louis Vuitton bag is nicknamed the 3-second bag, a reference to its popularity from supposedly seeing this bag every 3 seconds on the street? Unless we're bumping into Korea's most wealthiest 20% every 3 seconds, how is this bag so common? If you're thinking this might be a bit of an anomaly, it's not just Korea. The overwhelming popularity and demand for luxury products is seen in much of Asia, particularly
They like flexing, bro. They like flexing. They like the goods that commoners can't get. I get it. Well, I don't, because I don't be spending money like that. Like, like $100 on shoes, clothes. Man, hey, man. If it's not making me money, it's not worth putting money into.
in East Asia. Korea, Japan, and China have been consistent in driving significant growth for the luxury industry. In 2022, South Koreans had the highest per capita spend in luxury, spending on average $325 on luxury items, which is more than the US and almost 6 times China.
Damn, bro. They really got it like that over there. Sheesh.
Japan's enthusiasm for luxury goes way back, as Japan's strong economy post-World War II and the demand for Western luxury goods in the 1960s and 70s opened up the luxury market to Asia. As for China, well, China is forecasted by Bain to account for almost 40% of global luxury sales by 2030. Placed in a different culture like in the West, these figures and the common consumption of luxury may be a shock. We have countless memes poking quite harmless fun at how international...
Oh, man. The drip lords, dude. They are spitting with that one, bro. My friend had a hella experience in our school, especially when it came to drip lords, bro. They just pulled up in any time of the day, always dripped up.
Students turn up to 9 a.m. lectures or grocery stores like they're attending Milan Fashion Week. Whilst it's clear we're getting styled on, what's not as clear is why there is such a different culture surrounding the consumption of luxury, and we are going to find out why. If you're in the West and you purchase a designer item like a handbag, for example, most likely you're doing it for yourself because you like the bag. But in the East, you can make the same purchase, buy that same bag, and have drastically different thoughts. It's not just about whether you like the bag, but also what will your friends think about it, or your...
Damn, bro. At the end of the day, no matter where you are in this planet, it all comes down to flexing on each other. Straight up. Straight up.
family or your coworkers, and how will this purchase affect how people in general see you? This isn't overthinking. This is an example of how social cultural values affect our internal decision making, and there are 2 crucial cultural differences between East Asia and the West kicking into gear right now. The first is how we view our identity. What makes us, us? This is the concept of independent and interdependent self. An independent construal of self is the belief that everyone is their own distinct person. Even if we're related, my siblings' achievements or successes are his and not mine. Only the things I do should reflect on me. This type of thinking is dominant in Western cultures.
Yo, facts. I was about to say, like, honestly, that's like a good way to look at it, to be honest with you.
Interdependent construal of self is based on the idea of everyone being connected to everyone. My identity is not just me, but also includes my social roles like being an older sibling or a mother. My identity includes who I know, what circles I'm in, and what my family does.
Bro, that type of thinking sounds exhausting, man. Holy.
All of this impacts how I see myself and who I am. And because these people make up such a big part of me, my choices are easily swayed by what they find acceptable. This type of thinking is more common in Asian cultures. A simple example where we can see this difference in self-construals will be referring to someone as Lily's mom, based off her social role, as many East Asian and Asian countries might do, versus the lady being referred to as Sarah, which is her actual name. This difference in self-construal, how we perceive our identity, is claimed to be the most significant source of difference amongst cultures. Note, this is on a spectrum though. You don't have to be either completely on one end or the other. That being said, more interdependent cultures can leave individuals with a very ingrained sense of self-consciousness because you think so much about the people around you. And
Just imagine the type of insecurities you get. Oh my god, dude. There's no wonder people go to such lengths to do all these crazy things. But, hey man, I get it though. I get it.
And this actually leads to the second cultural difference called face. Face culture is an extension of having an interdependent self-construal because it's not just being aware of others judging you, but also wanting others to think highly of you. Face is often described as your social standing or how much.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's funny they mention that because in mangas, specifically Chinese mangas, they always be mentioning show face to me. And if you don't, you're just downright being disrespectful to them and everything they believe in. So holy moly, dude. It's crazy how she brought that up.
Others respect you. And common phrases like losing face occurs when something embarrassing happens to you, whilst gaining face happens when you get into med school. Face is such a loaded concept it deserves a whole separate video. But for now, just know East Asians think a lot about how others see them, and face culture means it's important for them to look good in front of others too. Products and services in general, as theorized by Smith and Colgate, provide three types of value: instrumental, symbolic, and hedonic. Most products and services will in my life and keep everything organized, that I'm that girl itself. The notion is for home stuff. I want it all.
Is a freaking ad? Holy, I think this is.
If you can want to highlight the hedonic aspect because it's all about self-gratification and how you feel. If we link this to the concepts of self-construals, having a more independent self-construal means you're more likely to prioritize hedonic values in.
Man, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know what hedonic means.
Items. You'll buy things that make you feel good because you're the only one that matters. For Asian consumers though, Wong and Ahuvia propose a different decision-making process, focusing on hedonic and symbolic value. They use the example of a cheap sweet wine the consumer likes and an expensive dry wine that the consumer doesn't like. Compared to Westerners, Wong and Ahuvia state that Asians would be more likely to buy the expensive wine they don't like to have in public, simply because it reflects better on them. Because remember, with interdependent selves,
Damn, bro, they really take their flexing seriously, bro. Even if they don't like it, they're like, I'm a cop it. Because game phase, bro. Sheesh. This is related to finances.
How other people think of you. Privé, a brand of cognac, made the slogan for the Japanese market, designed for drinking at home, where no one will see your tippling cheaper. Now that we've talked about self-construals, face culture, and how goods can have instruments use it for completely different reasons, one person might genuinely just to a product helps us put into context this seemingly counterintuitive behavior. When it comes to the topic of luxury, there's one more thing you need to know, and that is on items having public and private meaning. Public meanings are meanings that are shared, which is particularly relevant to luxury goods because luxury brands spend a fortune on marketing to make sure the public.
You know what is crazy? She's mentioning all this stuff. This is why you be seeing hella like fake influencers, where they just be like pretending to act like they got it. But low key, it's the kind of the same thing. Cause like when you see somebody in a private jet, you're like, damn, they like better. They like low key superior type of thing. But they might not even be in a private jet. It might just be like, I don't know, a green screen. So I guess East Asians are similar in that sense, which I mean East Asians, by the way, those in East Asia. Which honestly, I don't know why that's such a big thing, to be honest with you. But maybe it's because I'm not that materialistic. But I mean, I get it. The feeling of superiority, it definitely sounds nice, but to be doing it all the time sounds kind of exhausting. Unless you get off on it, then yeah.
Knows exactly what having their item means. French luxury conglomerate LVMH that owns Louis Vuitton, Dior, Loro Piana and more spent 9.5 billion euros on marketing in 2022. Luxury items other than commanding an expensive price tag also demand respect and has become a symbol of achievement and wealth, which is seen as the pinnacle of success in.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it is. I do see the respect thing being like an actual thing. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, if someone pulled up in a Saint Laurent bomber jacket, I'm gonna be like, yo, this dude or this woman got money. Because that jacket's like, what, 1,500? Sheesh.
Capitalist society.
But then again, it could have been like a Saint Laurent, bro. It could have been a fake jacket. I probably wouldn't have picked that up either way.
Opposite to public meanings are private meanings, and these are meanings that only we understand. For example, a family likeness that has been passed down. Scholars theorize that Western consumers, relative to Asian consumers, will put more emphasis on items with public meanings. They also theorize the opposite, where Asian consumers are more likely to prioritize items with public meanings. This makes sense because.
Damn, bro. Grandma's necklace that she's passed down for generations. A Louis Vuitton bag. That's good. That's crazy. I'm taking the Louis V. You can take. They gonna take that necklace to the pawn shop, bro.
Because East Asians care and want others to think well of them. So conveying a hype in Chinese, there is a phrase, 先敬罗衣后敬人, which translates to first people respect the silken clothes, then they respect the man. Luxury, therefore, is the perfect flex, making others think well of you, which feeds back into your sense of self. This is why East Asians are known to be conspicuous consumers, which are consumers that buy goods to enhance their prestige. So far, luxury goods seem to fit pretty well within East Asian culture, but things are about to take a dark turn. Let's look at a real case. These are puffer jackets. North Face puffer jackets to be more specific, and tongkul breakers if we were in Korea in the 2010s. The term tongkul breaker translates to spine breaker because these North Face puffers were expensive and kids would break their parents' back with their costly demands. A decade ago, these puffers were the it thing in Korea, and high schoolers especially went nuts over it. You see, high schools in Korea have uniform, but these expensive puffers quickly became a point of differentiation and soon a symbol of class. A social hierarchy was formed based off this one puffer. So
that's crazy. They really formed a hierarchy over jackets. Hold up. Wait, hold up. Time to pocket watch. Hold up. 250,000 won? Let's see what's considered a loser. Let's see what's considered is that you broke. Let's see. 250,000 won to USD. $172? Damn. For a fucking jacket? Hold on, let me see that expensive. 700,000 won. It's basically 482 bucks. As crazy as it sounds, it's not that bad. This is called a spine breaker? Fuck. Damn, hot damn, bro. They was not making money then, for real.
So soon you had all the wealthy and popular kids wearing the most expensive North Face product, a $400 Himalayan down jacket, whilst the losers at the bottom of the pack were only wearing $250 nuptsies. That's not the worst of it though, because at least their puffers were still from the North Face. If someone was wearing a puffer from a different brand, they would be in the trenches. Kids would therefore beg their parents.
I mean, honestly, that's how it was kind of in school and here, to be honest with you. It's not really that much of a difference. Like, if you pulled up with some fake Yeezys or something, or fake Jordan, oh my God, fake Jordans, oh my Lord. You was getting cooked, bro. And the teachers sometimes joined in on that cooking session too.
It's for a North Face puffer, so they could at least fit in, and parents paid the price. The result? Whole graduating classes of students all wearing North Face puffers. The point of differentiation.
Nah, I know North Face was smiling. They were cheesing when they became that trendy, bro. They were like, yo, we just printed money right now.
Now an enforcer of conformity. The phenomenon of tongkul breakers reveals two things about Korea that also applies to East Asia. The existence of strict social hierarchies and the expectation to conform. Due to influences from Confucianism, Confucian philosophy outlined 5 fundamental relationships that make up the basic hierarchy. The significance of these hierarchies is asserted by historian He Lin as one of the most powerful traditional concepts shaping the intimacy life right after death and taxes. Anywhere else, it'll still exist, but how much other people accept or respect it is another matter. From the
Man, this girl's giving me like a whole history lesson on this stuff, which is good because it helps fill in the gas. But sheesh, bro, I have to zoom past this, bro. I was hoping there'd be like something related to finance or how they paying, like the average income.
puffer incident in Korean society was the iceberg's interesting point. In the West, if someone conformed and gave in to peer pressure, that's usually seen negatively because you're not being true to yourself and you caved doing something you might not want to.
True, dude. The number of people that cave over drugs, crazy. Not me though. Dare to resist.
To do in the East group, because that's probably how East Asian culture influences the consumption of strong social hierarchies. Is a culture where people have an interdependent sense of self and value at the moment, and for the young, others matter most. Regarding luxury, you have 2 types of people: those who want it and those who don't. And there's 2 choices people have as well: buying it and not buying it. Because of all the cultural factors we mentioned, don't. And there's 2 choices people have as well: buying it and not buying.
That's crazy. You don't want it, but you still buy it. It's crazy.
buying it because luxury. Okay, then what about these choices? In the first scenario, they want luxury and they got it. This is very straightforward. The second scenario are people who want luxury but don't buy it. The most likely reason if they want luxury in the first place is that they can't afford it. The typical course of action here would be for them to save up until they have enough money to buy it, but this doesn't always happen. If this person in an East Asian culture was thinking of saving up but suddenly sees a friend or a co-worker buy a luxury item, because of face culture and social hierarchies, this person will now look bad compared to them. Their image will be inferior because luxury has given their friend or co-worker a higher status.
That's crazy, dude.
So now they will feel the need to get in the first place. The friend or co-worker obtaining it will mean more to them than someone who didn't care about luxury at putting themselves in a bad financial luxury. And in the East though, you have to be not interested and also not in an environment where you would feel pressured to buy but ends up all. But we can see how much culture impacts our decision making. From the beginning, the purchase all this and want extreme buying behaviors where they often go broke to look rich.
Again, that's the influences, man. Going broke to look rich. Sheesh. That be a lot of rappers too, bro. That's why a lot of rappers be falling off. You just seen them going back to regular life, no more rich, nothing. Sheesh. Man, all I know is if I get rich once, that money gonna stay for ages, bro. It is not leaving anytime soon.
Accrued wealth over their working career and can afford $10,000 watches. However, a growing consumer segment that is purchasing luxury is the younger generation, who might not financially be there, but regardless want to participate in activities of the wealthier classes. Weir and others in 2015 looked into one such younger demographic, known as the strawberry generation in Taiwan. This term refers to Taiwanese people born after the 1990s and is a jab at how soft they are, bruising easily at hardships. Unlike
Yo, I'm part of that generation. Rip, bro. I'm a strawberry. Rip.
their parents who have gone through much harder times, this generation gives up easily and cannot withstand social pressure. That being said, times are very different for them than for their parents. This younger generation isn't worried about putting food on the table, but rather earning social capital, which one can gain through luxury purchase brand, a luxury brand. The shopping experience made me feel different, and such an sense of being important is the most common motivator for the strawberry generation in luxury shopping. One do not want to spend a fortune.
No, but facts, I get that, dude. Because low-key, if you're important and you get treated as an important figure, you can kind of capitalize on it. That's why most people, when they get famous, they always come out with like products to sell or something like that. Like, because it's easy to capitalize. Like, once people like you, they pretty much buy everything. They'll buy from you. That's how most business relationships actually even work.
On something people have not heard of or do not appreciate the value of. So, when this respondent purchases luxury, she's not buying a bag, but social capital. Related to the idea of others recognizing a purchase, interviewees mentioned that they love the attention and associated with this. The strawberry generation also mentioned how competitive the social environment was, with one respondent explaining, in Asia, young women can be very competitive. When they are young, they are comparing things like their family backgrounds, their parents' jobs, and which school they are attending.
No, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I'm just imagining like, oh, your dad works in a factory? Oh, my dad's a doctor. You're worthless, dude. Like, damn, like they really just like that. Oh, your parent, bro, you don't even have control being born, bro. Let alone being born to which family.
Get older, they will compare their job title, their husband's job title, their lifestyle, and their children. In Korean, there's actually a saying that reflects how entrenched this level of competitiveness is. 사촌이 탕을 사서 배 아프다, which literally translates to, when my cousin buys land, I get a stomach ache. And it means I'm envious of someone else's success and what they have. Therefore, given such
Can't be envious, dude. If you got time to be envious, you're not working hard enough. Straight up.
competitiveness, luxury plays a huge role in elevating one's social status. Further, because of this environment, luxury slowly becomes less of a want and more of a need. We can 2018 white paper by Tencent and Kantar looked at Gen Z luxury.
Holy crap, the only reason I know about Tencent is because they bought out Riot Games' League of Legends company. Like, holy moly, that's the only reason I know about Tencent. All I know is they're a giga monopoly.
Consumption in China. According to this paper, 1 in 3 Gen Z consumers are using buy now, pay later services like Afterpay to fund their purchases, and 1 in 3 Gen Z that use credit-based services had overdraft their account. This need for luxury and instant gratification, something I want, so I will hit my credit limit to buy that item now. And the social climate in China surrounding luxury is also pretty telling. When 1 in 3 respondents agreed with the sentiment, the earlier you purchase, the longer you spend with the item. So it is actually more worth worth it to buy it now than to save up and buy it 10 years down the line. For some reason, this sounds
That's crazy thing to say.
like girl maths, but it also does make sense in the East Asian context. Being sensible with money is hard when you need the social status now, both ways, with audible to. Some examples include Tia, who starred in the hit Netflix dating show Singles Inferno and was cancelled after netizens spotted her with fake designer items. You have incidents where rapper
Nah, bro. She probably got cooked in those comments, bro. Fake designer products? Rip, bro. I mean, at that point, listen, if you're going to buy fake designer products, if you're going to fight, oh my God, tongue twister. If you're going to buy fake designer products, just don't buy them. Is that I feel like it like hurts even more when they find out it's fake, you know what I mean?
Doc 2 was called out by the Korean government for not paying his taxes and owing 320 million won after just buying himself a Bentley and a Ferrari for his birthday. Another rapper, Sleepy, actually addresses the pressure to have this successful image, as he mentions feeling like he had to flex even though he only had 70,000 won left in his bank account. There's also
Nah, that's crazy, bro.
some powerful anecdotes when it comes to the ordinary people in their day-to-day. Journalist Chang Mei Chun talks about how she has this moment of realization when she goes to pick up a child and sees all the moms there with designer bags, and it dawns upon her that she would have to get a designer bag too, or her kid might be excluded from future playdates. One of Chun's friends
Nah, that's crazy. Nah, your mom ain't rocking with the Louis Vuitton first? Nah, you can't sit at the lunch table with us, bro. You a little too broke for me. What?
had to upgrade her car from a Peugeot to a Mercedes because the security guard wouldn't let her drive into her child's school, thinking she was not one of the moms that was going to pick up children.
Nah, that's crazy. The security guard? Boy, oh my lord.
In cultures where people make assumptions based on what they can see, luxury goods become paramount in forming relationships. The impact culture has on luxury consumption can give even people who grew up in East Asia states and being shocked to see a city through purchasing a house or a car is no longer really attainable for the younger generation. Therefore, many of them have simply given up on saving to buy a property and instead buy luxury pieces to show off their success. This mentality is reflected through 32-year-old Ton, who is single and earns a monthly salary of $2,000 after taxes, as she
Nah, that's crazy. 32 and making that kind of money? Dude. At that point, bro, like, I don't know what I would do. Like, 2,000 is not a lot, especially in today's economy, bro. Like at that point, John, you got locked in, bro. 32, man. You like 5 years away from me, man. We're like 5 years apart, bro. And hey, I'm making, granted, I'm not making that much. I'm not much more than you, probably like 1,200 more. But like, I know 2,000 gets you nothing, bro.
Recently purchased 2 Chanel and 2 Saint Laurent bags.
Nah, that's even crazy. You better flip those or something.
She explains that home ownership is out of reach for her, and purchasing luxury makes her happy.
No, but I get that home ownership part, especially with the price of housing now. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. Like, if you don't live in Timbuktu, realistically, an affordable housing is like almost impossible, dude. Without getting like screwed with some crazy interest rate or not having a good down payment, so you get some insanely high monthly payments.
Happy. Whilst Tone might not fit the traditional image of a luxury consumer who's wealthy, her financial profile is actually very common. Yuren Ting, a 26-year-old woman from China, represents...
No, but she's spitting facts. That profile, that financial stuff is profile. I know so many people with like designer things and they broke off. Like, I'm like, dude, what's the point of buying this? Like, if you're gonna waste money, you should waste money on something that'll make you more money. That's how I see it, but some people gotta have it now, I guess.
The growing portion of Gen Z who purchase luxury and finances it through debt. She works on a...
Like, there's nothing wrong with having nice things or like wanting nice things. Like, if you genuinely can afford it, get it. But if it's to a point where like it'll set you back like from greater goals, like farther, like too much time, like if it'll set you back like a month, yeah, heck no.
Marketing firm in Shanghai and earns around...
Or like going into debt for it, dog. Unless it's like a good debt, like an equity, or like something you absolutely need, like let's say you don't have a car and like you can't get a bus pass, I don't know, something crazy, no Uber or something. You live in Timbuktu. Then I guess in that instance you probably would need to go into debt. But like if you don't have to, just don't. It literally pushes you back so much.
1.3k USD a month. 95% of her income.
Now at 1.3k USD.
Goes to rent and other expenditures. However, Yu has bought 4 luxury pieces in 1 year: a Celine medium classic box shoulder bag for 4.4k USD, a Chanel Gabrielle hobo bag for 4.5k USD, a Bulgari Serpenti Forever shoulder bag at 2.2k, and a pair of Tasaki Balance Eclipse gold earrings at 1.8k.
Nah, hold on, because let me do this math real quick, bro. So 1,300 times 12, that's 15,719 a year. And she said 19% goes to rent and bills. So 0.9. So she got left over 14,147. Hold on, let me do the math again. 1,300 times 12, 15,600. Okay. 15,600 times 90 times 0.90. Okay, it leads. So she spends almost all her money, which yearly 14,000 to rent, and she has left over what? $1,560. And you're telling me this person bought 1,800 plus 4,500 plus 4,400 plus 2,200. This is damn near 12,900. And she only makes 15,000? That's insane, dude. Like, you just wasted your whole year's salary on bags that probably 100% don't even make you money. And even if it does give you a social status, like, if you can't convert that into opportunity, then what's the point?
She was able to afford this by maxing out 4 credit cards and borrowing credit from Alipay's online lending system. Yu states that everyone at work owns at least 2 luxury bags, and most of her colleagues are in debt trying to pay it off. Yu's financial state is seemingly normalized by how everyone else is doing it, but I think most of us would agree.
No, but that's crazy because everyone else is doing it. I gotta do it. I mean, I get it. Some people don't. I mean, like she said, they don't want to be left out, but like, damn, bro.
That maxing out 4 credit cards is not the wisest decision. In this ironic reality where items boasting wealth can often put people in bad financial situations, we have a pretty interesting term to consider, and that is the term ambishumer. Ambishumer is short for ambivalent consumer and describes the behavior where people will shell out the money for luxury goods and become more free. Male respondent very vividly illustrates this behavior. Many people who have brand bags are not so rich, so one can easily see a person with a Louis Vuitton bag in a 100 yen or $1 store. Kogler herself, during her research, observed many Japanese people wearing a designer bag and holding a designer wallet, whilst choosing the cheapest produce in a grocery store.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I actually seen that down here too.
Ambishumer behavior seems very much fitted to East Asian cultural illusion. And whilst I was doing my research, I came across this thread where one Redditor actually points out a really good cultural difference. He says, in the West, if you buy luxury when you can't afford it to try and gain admiration, it's not admiration you'll get, but pity for such obvious displays of wealth when you can't actually afford it. And I just thought this was such a great point that really highlights the difference in cultures. As we can see from these responses, luxury has quickly become a need, particularly within the younger generation, satisfying the desire for status and achievement amidst competition with their peers. In our last part, as we kind of...
No, that's crazy.
Let me make clear that buying luxury pieces was a representation of your success. Purchasing items gave them a sense of self-importance and made them feel like they were doing well in life. To keep purchasing luxury,
It's like you're giving yourself an illusion if you think about it. Like you're really just putting yourself in a genjutsu. Like from Naruto, like you're really just doing that. Just by buying those pieces. Like at least according to this video in East Asia culture, bro. Like that's crazy.
to keep up with no other attainable goal in sight. Thus, I haven't talked much about these companies individually signed as ambassadors for luxury brands. The thing is though, New Jeans members are quite young, with their ages ranging from 15 to 19, so luxury houses signing them expands their influence, particularly within that younger demographic that looks up to all these
Nah, that's just evil.
K-pop idols. If Hyun at 15 is wearing Louis Vuitton, then what's to stop other middle schoolers and high schoolers from feeling like they should be wearing the brand too to be like their idol?
Nah, man, my kid came up. Man, if I'm working like an 80-hour work week and we barely making bills, and my kid come home talking about, oh, if I don't get a Louis Vuitton bag, they're not gonna let me play recess or tag or whatever. I'll be like, then I guess you ain't playing thesis or time, bro, because I'm not about to go into debt for something crazy like that.
Even if these young audiences don't buy anything, probably because they can't afford anything at 15, what happens as soon as they earn their first big paycheck? The fact that young audiences become exposed to luxury brands and their appeal at increasingly earlier ages in a culture...
I mean, it's a W business tactic because you low-key grooming the next generation to buy your products. But it is pretty manipulative, I'm not gonna lie. And destructive. But at the end of the day, they have a choice, and if they choose to do it, then that's on them.
That emphasizes status, appearances, and upwards. Research in China showing 18% of Gen Z customers spending more than a fifth of their disposable income on luxury goods, whilst only 3% of customers from other age groups did the same. In addition to...
Nah, a fifth is crazy. A fifth, bro? Like, goddamn.
Being more impressionable, young people are still figuring out who they are and forming their identity. In fact, I would say we're all still in the process of becoming success to a few limited outcomes. This environment is not very conducive for youth to really think about what they want to do or who they want to be. And as luxury becomes more integrated with everything that them see, but to really think about the irresponsible consumption patterns that are unlocked, censoring and deleting videos that show excessive displays of wealth on Douyin, which is the Chinese version of TikTok, with Chinese President Xi Jinping introducing the Common Prosperity Policy in 2022, a more moderate lifestyle is emphasized as opposed to being ostentatious. As a result, some financial firms are now banning luxury bags and branded clothes from being worn into the office. And as China tries to curb the appetite for luxury...
Nah, that's crazy. Like, imagine you finally cop a Gucci bag because you can, like, dead ass afford it. It's your dream bag. And they're like, nah, you can't bring that into work, bro. That's just not happening. It's not flying, bro.
What we see is not the eradication of it, but an interesting shift into the consumption of quiet luxury. Quiet luxury is when you're still paying a premium for high quality items and garments, but there's no branding to show how much the item is really worth, which is fascinating because echoing one of the responses seems to go to see how this plays out in China and whether we'll see any longevity is how in the richest person in the room. And it's funny because that's just such a contrast to everything else we've talked about today. To conclude, the consumption of luxury in East Asia is much more than just buying an item for yourself. Whilst luxury remains to be an indulgence.
No, that's crazy. Alright, well, everyone, I hope you learned a little bit about East Asian culture. I mean, I know I did. I did not know materialism was that deep over there, but I guess it is. But you know what? It low-key makes sense because they do be coming out dripped out every time. Got me wondering. They going into debt for that? Only God knows that one, but... yeah, this is the end of this. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Sorry I fast forward most of it, but if you want to watch the whole video, by all means. I thought it was going to be finance related, but I mean, it kind of was-ish. Not really, but yeah, have a good one.